we're going to wrap.
Money in the bank.
Rates are good. Pretty exciting.
You know why? Why?
Free money. You understand what I'm saying?
Welcome back. Thanks for staying with us. This is the money segment.
You notice every time we play less and less of that opening? It's like, rates are great.
Yeah,
free
rates
money.
are great.
No.
Historically, they're still great. They're still great. Before you get going, I just want to say, you mentioned that on the last segment, you mentioned that someone gave you a referral, and you did, started with a small thing before you were done. Was the whole project, and then first you said that they saw you online, and then you remembered that it was really you found out that it was actually a referral. And I just want to point out that that's how most things go now. You know, for us, I guess I'm not surprised anymore, but I find out that we've been referred. And then they go online to check us out, and they've seen all of our websites. They've watched some of our videos. They've gone to our Facebook pages and our personal pages, and we walk in the door and they're like family because they know all about us already. And that's just kind of how it all seems to go from a referral standpoint. Okay, Kelvin, I just wanted to get that blurb in.
That is true. Yeah. That is true. That's why everybody pushes me to start doing video stuff a little bit more.
Yeah. Right? Plus, you're so good looking.
Well, I should be
your on-camera presence is shockingly
good.
Yes.
I need something right now because rates aren't it.
Rates aren't it.
No.
Yeah, the commodity is gone.
Man, oh man.
Yeah.
So we've had a fun week in the mortgage industry. We had a lot of stuff going on this past week. I'm going to touch on, just do a little quiz here. Inflation came out this week. So the last report prior to the election. It's going to be hard to spin this one.
Yeah.
Hard to spin this one. 40-year highs, 8.2% inflation. Shelter is up 7.2%. Gas, and this is year over year. Gas is up 18%. Food 11%, and medical 6%. So, it's going to be a tough spin, and this isn't a political statement.
You know what they're spinning it? They're saying it's all the housing industry. It's our fault. That I saw that this morning.
Seriously?
Most of the inflation they're blaming on the housing.
Why?
Because they need someone to blame it on.
Jeez. So they're blaming it all on January 6th.
Yeah,
basically.
Exactly.
So anyway, a lot of distraction there. We have elections coming up, obviously, and this is the last report that came out. I'm just going to read from one of the things we read every morning about where the market's at. I'm just going to read a little segment here because I think it'll shed some light, and then we'll talk about it. It says stocks and bonds are both higher to start the day. It was a wild ride yesterday. CPI inflation came in hotter than the market expected, as we anticipated. Initially, all of the markets sold off sharply. So yesterday, we saw this huge swing back and forth. At one point, mortgage bonds were down roughly 135 basis points, but they were able to turn the beat around and claw back almost to all of their losses. Part of the reason was the developing story in the UK, but also the thought that investors believe that the selling was overdone and the worst of the inflation is now behind us. So that's what we talked earlier, like what was the shift? The shift was everything. I was talking to my buddy who's a portfolio manager, and he said, everybody's sell, and then everybody's like, I think we're kind of done. Because when you look calendar, they go 12 months, year over year. So now when you look back 12 months again, now we're out of the kind of Trump era to the Biden era. Now we're going to start to see like, oh, no, it's pretty even going forward. So that was a lot of it. After yesterday's hot CPI print, the Fed futures, which tries to anticipate what the Fed will do at the November 2nd meeting, are pricing in a 96% chance of a 75 bip hike. Okay, so in November, pop another 75, and a 0% chance of a 50 basis point hike. So basically, they're saying it's going to be 75
so
coming.
3/4 of a point.
Yeah. Looking to the December 14 meeting, there's now a 68% chance of a 75 basis point hike, and it was going to be 50, but now they're saying that they anticipate 75 and 75. So that means
8% interest.
8%.
Wow.
Crazy, right? A little crazy. So back to the UK story, right?
Okay.
So we always talk about how it's kind of weird, right? Everything happening all over the world affects like how Tom refinances his home or buys his new home and what rates I can offer in Eagan, Minnesota versus, well, what's going on in the UK that would cause his rate to change?
Right.
Well, back to the UK story, the Prime Minister of the UK appears to have done a reversal on the UK's unfunded tax cut plan as the Bank of England is now ending its bond buying support. As a result, the 10-year gilt, which is like our 10-year treasury, is rallying back sharply lower, and that drops the entire world's bond prices, right? So now we look more attractive, pushes the pricing down, and we get a little bit lower rates. Crazy, right? Now, I won't go through all of it because everybody turned off probably already.
Right,
but
right.
the reality is rates continue to be high, and credit's important, man. We always talk like what impacts your rate, man. Credit's a big deal, folks. And we we're helping people, and there's ways that we can help people improve their credit. So even if your credit's banged up, let's have a conversation. Let's at least get on the path of increasing that credit score, because it does matter. I'm just running pricing this morning, and like we talked in the first segment about like 2-1 buy downs, and when we were saying, hey, a lot of the purchase agreements coming across our desk now have 2 or 3% seller paid closing costs, and whether that's on top of the sales price or under doesn't matter as much as it does to you, but it is the fact that we're coming in with money from the seller, or the buyer's paying for it. From the transaction, that's good language. From the transaction that is buying that rate down. So today, if you're looking, 6.99 is probably where everybody would be in terms of rate, and that's putting about a half point down. If you want to get crazy, we had somebody say, well, I want to be back 5.9, under 6. Today that costs 4.3. So take whatever your loan amount is times 4%. That's how much it costs just for that rate.
And so you see, to the point of who's paying for that, is you see a lot of builders right now offering these low teaser interest rates. For under 5% or just over 5% rate.
Are those adjustable?
No, they're
10-1 arms. They're all arms.
They're all arms.
All arms.
Okay, so but a 10-1
but
arm.
10-1 arms, fine.
It's you're guaranteed your rate is going to stay fixed for 10 years. So so you have, but that there's a cost associated with that, buying that rate down.
Well, of course.
So where do you think that cost is?
Well, it's put into the price of the home.
It's buried in the price of the house.
For sure.
I mean, absolutely. So
the base price on this home is $285, and on that development, the base price is $300.
Right.
And boy, I love that house. And then they look at these features, and by the way, look at this great mortgage rate you can get here.
Yep.
We see it. I mean, we're the largest lender to the builder community in the country, but we don't do construction loans. But what we do is we'll go in with the builders, and then we'll
partner with them.
We'll partner with them, negotiate all the pricing, and then we'll have that same thing. But the reality is, because I see the other side of it, the builder's just building in, right? So basically, we take less because we're guaranteed to get those transactions. So we're going to do that loan as cheap as we possibly can. Have an internal loan officer do it, so there's just really cheap.
Right.
And then the builder just built it in the base price of the home. It's frustrating sometimes. Like, I understand why you get curmudgeon a little bit, because you're a little older than me, right?
Well, and the consumer gets
right,
sold this bill of goods.
And you just, the older you get, the more you're like, come on, you're a little bit smarter than this people. Oh no, look, this is great. You know, it's I promise.
There's no free lunch, and I have this visual image of a builder, home builder, like giving you a hug, reaching your arms around you, and he's got his hand in your back pocket.
Yeah, and just slipped. Yeah.
That's where that interest rate's coming from.
It's in my industry too. Free carpet install.
Yeah.
Sure it is.
Yeah,
You're still paying for it.
Yeah, it's just where you're paying for it. So
yeah, the installers decided to not charge you to go out there and work for a day.
That's great.
Put that carpet in.
So the other things that we're using right now on the rate side, one, stay tuned next week. I'm going to talk about a new program that we're coming out with. It's a 10-1 arm that we're actually we're partnering with. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But it's going to be a really aggressive product. So I'm excited to talk about that next week. And then we are using the 2-1 buy down because basically we're.
I have a question about that. So a 2-1 buy down. Why would somebody do a 2-1 buy down as opposed to a 5-year arm?
Well, 5-year arm isn't any better price than 30-year fixed.
Oh, it isn't?
No.
Okay.
That's the problem.
Okay.
But stay tuned. Okay. We have something in the book. We realize that we have to have an alternative now.
Mm-hmm.
And so we have that alternative being finished up, and I think next week I'll be able to talk about it.
Okay.
So that will be good. But 2-1 buy down, basically you're just starting 2% under. So if we're at 6.99, we're starting at 4.99, going to 5.99, and then we'll end up at 6.99. And basically you're getting essentially the buyer's paying for it depending on how you structure the
Right.
deal. But we're trying to start at a lower rate to ease them into where that payment is.
But you still have to qualify. At the
You
higher
qualify still at the high rate, so you still have to be able to. But man, I'll tell you how many conversations we have. I had one yesterday. they're just like, oh man, really? That's my payment?
rate. Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah. We're probably just, we're just gonna wait.
Yeah.
I'm like, well,
Wait for prices to go up.
yeah, but rates will come down. We really anticipate that in the next 12 months rates will come back down. Once we get into a recession, it will force rates to start to drop again. And but we need to be here for a while. And if we could get, quite honestly, just low sixes, high fives, I'm okay.
Yeah.
But this
right.
seven stuff, not a fan.
Yeah.
Not a
bouncing
fan.
None
to
of us
eight-
are.
Bouncing to 8,
Yeah.
really not a fan.
Yeah.
Not a fan. So give me a call, though. Let's at least have a conversation. I've got time. 651-231-2500. 651-231-2500. Thanks.
That's it for this week on your Real Estate Chalk Talk. We'll see you next week.
You've been listening to Your Real Estate Chalk Talk with the Hittner Group.